You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant.
Welcome to another installment of your favorite podcast. It's Truly Unruly. What's up? Cal here. Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. How are you guys doing?
Doing well,
Pretty
bro.
good.
Doing well. Yourself?
I'm beat. I'm tired, but it's all good. Let's get on today's topic. I have a question for you guys. How long do you think people should be dating or seeing someone before they have sex with them?
The question everyone wants to know.
Until you're married.
Okay, Jess.
Just saying. Just kidding.
I think it's an energy thing. It's a comfortability thing.
Okay, yeah.
That is a word.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you feel comfortable with somebody. You feel safe. You feel like there's respect or enough respect.
You got to feel safe with somebody to have sex with them?
If you're doing it the right way, I would think so.
Oh, so were you talking about the right way or just in general?
I think just in general.
You could bust it wide open whenever you want.
Yeah, you can, but then you got to suffer the repercussions afterwards.
Of what? Some people are just casual sex havers.
That's true, but some people aren't. Some people are habitual feelings catchers.
Right.
And whatnot. So, sex usually takes it to another level. So,
right. When we have sex, we're together. And we're getting married.
Not always true. Not always true with the energy of the women that's out there now. Hip hop culture, girls is being like guys.
Really? We're being like guys?
Yeah.
We're being like guys?
Taking back the power and like
we're being taken back.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about having sex and how they look at sex. It's not, okay, I gotta be married and all.
Maybe we shouldn't be talking about this because as far as sex and bodies and what you can control, we don't have no fucking control.
But Kale, what I was trying to say is that the time frame is all over the place nowadays. I don't think there is a real time frame now of you wait 2 weeks or you wait till you're married and all that kind of stuff. I think that's something of the past.
Kel, what's your time limit? What do you think?
Oh, I think it all depends. I'm one of those people, because it kind of leads into my next question, but I guess I'll answer. My whole thing is I kind of got to know what I'm dealing with.
Feeling safe, feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
You guys are speaking from you guys are speaking in hindsight or some shit.
No, well,
in retrospect,
I do understand what Jess is saying. No, you don't so much have to feel safe or comfortable. Not everybody's looking for a relationship from sex.
If everybody waited till they felt safe and comfortable.
But I'm saying what it should be, or if you're doing it properly. But like I said, there is no right or wrong way. Bust it wide open, wait, take your time, suffer the consequences that comes with sex. If you can handle it.
But even
go ahead and jump off the diving board, make it happen.
If you do wait, you could still suffer consequences from sex. So whether you bust it wide open within a couple of hours,
that's fair,
to minutes maybe for some, or a couple of months to a couple of years, you never know. You could still suffer the consequences somehow, I believe. Not as often, though.
How long were you guys like dating or seeing each other before you guys did it for the first time?
Well, I mean, we had been hanging out for a while, just in our groups, like just going out and stuff like that, and weren't doing anything. Thing. So once we started talking seriously, probably a few months.
I was a gentleman. I was the perfect gentleman.
You were fucking other people, so it wasn't a rush to fuck me. Okay, go ahead.
That don't mean I wasn't a gentleman.
You were a gentleman.
Okay.
That's a very good point. That is a very, very, very good point. Because you weren't together.
Right.
Yeah, you might have been sleeping with other people.
We were together in my mind.
you guys may not even had that conversation yet. So I think that's just you having the conversation with yourself.
What conversation did we not have?
That we were exclusive in the beginning, or you're talking about when we seriously started talking?
Right. Yeah, I think we had no, he's just acting like he doesn't remember. I get it. You want to kind of block that out and just bury it in the back, right? Compartmentalize that.
Give me some reminders.
We was together.
Kinda. We were kinda together.
Okay.
We were figuring things out, both of us. So let's be totally honest if we're going to be honest, right? So let's keep it a buck. Right?
I mean, not like that though.
Okay, right. Anyways,
not like that. Once we were together, that was it.
All right.
Okay, Kel.
Okay, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Fiction can be fun, but
okay,
hey.
Whatever.
Ooh, he said you rewrote history. Okay, so because a lot of this episode is about like sexual health, because I think that's just one thing in our community that people don't really talk about. So here's my, unless I see it like on a BET commercial. So here's my next question. How long do you guys think, and just in your own opinion, how long you should be seeing someone before you have unprotected sex? Because we all know condom sex fucking sucks. But if you want to be safe and save your life or not get someone pregnant, you're going to do it the right way.
I think the timeline is maturity. That's the timeline. I mean, mature people that understand, know the deal, they're not going to have unprotected sex. They're just not going to do it. But people that are immature or lack the knowledge about the potential dangers, aside from, you could potentially get pregnant, which, that's everywhere. Yeah.
People don't care in most situations. The being caught up in the passion in most situations, it clouds people's judgment from my perspective. Yes, people protect themselves, and there are some people that they have a certain rule and they don't have unprotected sex.
I was going to say.
At all. And then there's people that, toe the line. They like to live on the edge and be on the daredevil side of things. Okay, I'm just going to lead with my feelings, right? And everything else kind of goes out the window. So, like Jess said, if you're being mature and you're being safe and you have a little bit more than a normal level of self-control, that's when protected sex comes into play. But a lot of people don't do it, though.
A little bit more than a middle school sex education.
Right. Or the Sunday school. Don't have sex so you go
Sunday
into hell.
School.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Yeah, you're going to full on hell.
Right, but what do you guys think, like, aids that decision? Like, do you just blindly trust that person? Do you have a conversation with that person? I've even heard of people that are like, hey, you want to have unprotected sex? Let's go get tested together, or let me see your latest, like, clean bill of health.
Never heard of that.
Really?
Never. I've heard of people going to get tested for AIDS and stuff like that, but not to have unprotected. You gonna have unprotected? Are we gonna have unprotected sex? Oh, we're in the heat of the moment. We're in the heat of the moment. You know what? Stop.
No.
Well, no.
Let's wait
not
till
in the heat
tomorrow
of the
morning.
moment.
Yeah, not heat of the moment.
Not in the heat of the moment.
An adult conversation. Okay, if we're going to take this to the next level, we're talking now. We're official.
Yes.
Let's go get tested. It's a Saturday.
That's too responsible. That's something you only
I've
see
heard of
on
people
a
doing
BET
it.
commercial.
I know people that have done it. It's not a regular thing, but people do it.
Well, let me think about the people that I run with. No. Nobody was walking hand in hand into the clinic
scallywags
to get like what? How uncomfortable is that though? You go in with this person that you're trying to have unprotected sex with, and you come out and
be uncomfortable, or
something is amiss.
But Jess, if you know you ain't nasty, then what do you have to hide?
I don't even think it's about being nasty.
You don't even have to be nasty in order to have something and not know about it.
I think it's pretty responsible. I think that's pretty mature. If you could go with your person that you're talking to or that you've been hanging out with and you want to take things to the next level and you both want to be safe in this crazy, nasty, filthy world.
Right.
I don't see nothing wrong with both going to get checked, hand in hand, holding hands, skipping into the clinic together. That's cool.
It's a different time though. Now I think that was maybe more of the case like 10, 15, 20 years ago when, HIV AIDS was like a big thing. But now I just think via the social media and everything, everybody has more access to see what happens when you have unprotected sex and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. I think people might be making a little bit more wise decisions so they don't have to go to the clinic.
Because my thing is this, is like, okay, you may have something that you don't know about, but if you are out here, right? If you're promiscuous or if you're having multiple partners or whatever the case may be, you should be getting yourself regularly checked for your own like peace of mind, right? I would think when we're coming to like adults, if we're speaking of like adults, like there shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't know what the fuck is going on in your bloodstream.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
That's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah. We got to be realistic, though, y'all. We got to be realistic. Do people really do that, though? Are people really that safe and that mature and that responsible? No. People are irresponsible. People are caught up in the moment. We were talking about that earlier. But when you're talking about responsible adults outside of your teenage years, early 20s, you're in a serious relationship or you're not even have to be a serious relationship, but you're
early 20s. Go ahead.
You're not even that you're being respectful, but you're just being mature about it, right? I know my body count. You hope that the person you're with is being honest about their body count. So going to get checked, doing stuff like that is responsible. The responsible thing to do.
It's responsible and it's respectful.
Right.
Respect yourself. Respect
but people aren't
your
that,
body.
though.
Respect.
That's my
your
thing. I'm gonna stand
partner.
on that. People don't do that.
I know people don't do that.
Right.
Well, I know we were speaking on too, like how like some people, like, oh, it's a little weird when, or Jess, you said it's kind of you don't think it's really common that people go and get checked together or do things like that. But I've been in that position before where I was with someone who's like, hey, like, I want to see your clean bill of health before we take it to that next step, which I totally understand. Because here's my thing is like, why are there people out there? And this is a big percentage of people because I've encountered it in my life with just my friends and conversations I've had with guys. And even some women, people are more concerned and scared of getting pregnant than they are catching something. And I've always thought that was a little weird and backwards because I got some statistics here. In the United States, about 42% of adults between the ages of 18 and 59 have HPV. Mm-hmm. Experts estimate 80% of sexually active people are infected with it, and that's according to health grades. So it's like when you have something like that, especially like HPV, where like men carry it and we don't know when we have it, and cervical cancer and all these different types of like cancers that you can get down in like your private area. It's like, why don't people think more about that than just, oh God, I don't want to get her pregnant? It's like, well, I don't want to die.
Well, Kel, you don't necessarily die from HPV. And the only people that are dying, once again, are women. We're the ones getting cervical cancer and dying from HPV. So that's one of the reasons why there's more weight on, I don't want to get this girl pregnant, because it's not so much of a risk it is a risk, but it's not so much of a death sentence for guys as it is for girls, number one. Number two, 15, 20 years ago, what the fuck was HPV? No, it was all about don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. Because if you get pregnant, first of all, you can't hide that shit like you can do if you got herpes or some shit. At least try to hide it. And it could potentially put your life in a whole different trajectory. And so, I don't know. And in America, STDs really don't exist. Only babies and unwanted pregnancies exist. And now it's really don't get pregnant because guess what? In some states, many states, you have no choice but to keep it.
Jess, can I correct you?
Yes.
Men do get testicular cancer and cancer from HPV, by the way.
What are the percentage versus women?
I don't know versus women, but
I ain't never heard of a guy.
But more than 4 out of every 10 cases of cancer caused by HPV occur among men.
Does it really matter? Like, to me, it doesn't matter in these situations where we're just talking about being protected, right? And it always takes 2 to tango, right? And in these situations where both parties agree to have unprotected sex, call it heat of passion or whatever you want to call it, but both parties are agreeing to do this dance and not think about the consequences. That's just how it is. Caught up in the situation, we're not thinking about the pregnancy. We're not thinking about the STDs and the cervical cancer and the testicular cancer, everything that comes with it. It's just about being in the moment, feeling natural flesh and doing the dance,
not
right?
Skin on skin. Don't do it. But Kel, how often, to your stats, how often do you hear HPV referenced with men and testicular cancer? I've never heard of it. You have to really dig and find that. But the face of HPV is women, pretty much, and young teenage girls.
Well, I think that is because the vaccine has always been kind of more geared towards women and pushed more onto women. So that's why I think you hear more of it in the public eye of it, making it the women the face of it, even though men are the ones that are carriers of it. I'm not sure how much or if the vaccine even works on men. Because I remember seeing a doctor like getting checked up when I was like a teenager and having that conversation with the doctor. And I vaguely remember him saying something like, well, we're not, I guess, this is 2002, right? So he was like, I remember saying something like, at that point in time, they weren't sure if the vaccine even worked on men. So that's why he recommended me not to even get it. Because the weird thing about HPV is like you can have it, then it can just go away. It's very, very weird.
But how does it work on women and not men? How is there a vaccine specific that only works on us?
Because I remember him saying like, well, you can. So I remember him saying something. He was like, I remember him saying some shit like, you can get it. We can give you the vaccine, but it might not even do anything. And I was like, okay.
That's just one out of the million STDs.
Like,
There's other stuff out there that we both share, and it's 50-50.
I'm tired of this shit.
I get it.
I saw something on Instagram today that said, because there's a shortage of formula, and a woman was like, do you see a shortage of beer? Do you see a shortage of Viagra pills? No, just a shortage of fucking formula. I mean, we just get the shaft left and right. God damn it. Where's your guys' shortage? You guys should be the face of HPV since you're the carriers. Why are we the face of HPV? I mean, I just don't get it. It's so unfucking fair.
Hey, no one said coming into this game was going to be fair, homie.
Come in. It is a man's world.
Well, what can I say without the woman folk?
Nothing without a woman, but still.
Coming down on me. Things aren't fair, right? Life isn't fair. Things happen, but you have those allies out there. have to tap in with the men that care and that want to be on you guys' side, right? And want to help you guys through.
We do. We need more supporters.
These situations. And
male supporters.
like I said, that's just one of the STDs. There's plenty of things out there.
There is plenty of
we share,
STDs that
and
you
then
do
we
not
could struggle,
want.
cry, and fight through together. But again, going back to the point, we don't think about that sometimes until you've been through a situation till maybe you got burned and now, okay, I'm always going to be protected. Sometimes you got to go through a bad situation. You just hope that it's not the last situation.
Right.
Right.
You've got to live and learn. Yeah. Sometimes, right. You get burned. Burn me once. I better get that shit together and really take it seriously. But some people are very embarrassed, ashamed, because like I said, the only thing that's really legit is pregnancy. And that's like the big, don't get pregnant. But STDs aren't really talked about like that. Not really. I mean, there's some Valtrax commercials, but
STDs are out there.
Yeah, I think the deal with STDs is that STDs are uncommon until it happens to you.
Right.
Because most people don't think that would ever happen to them. And it's like, oh, HIV, one in this, or whatever. And I'm like, yo, look, herpes, ain't that like 1 in 4? Or
Something like that.
Yep, 1 in 4, 1 in 5. Kel, we just need one more person in our group, and somebody in this bitch has herpes.
Yikes. It's like insurance, right? You don't need protected sex until you need it, right? You've been living, enjoying life, you're living on the edge, but you get in a car accident or you get hurt on the job, you really need that insurance. That's when it's going to come in handy. That was a pretty good analogy that I just threw out there.
It wasn't sports, so that was actually fantastic. Yeah, it's all good till your vag is falling off or something, and then you're like, probably should have.
And the other thing too is like, the whole purpose of this episode is just for people just to be aware that there's stuff out there, and if you're out here being promiscuous, hey, do your thing, but just be smart and be safe.
Right. And we shouldn't sex shame, and that's part of the issue.
You don't even have to be promiscuous.
I know, right? That's true.
Something like that.
But the sex shaming and the uncomfortable conversations around sex is why we have these issues. People don't know how to protect themselves. People don't know how to have those conversations about, okay, I have had a couple episodes where I've been unprotected. I'm going to let you know about this. Let's go get checked together. People are too uncomfortable about the conversation in general.
And you can wear a condom and still contract
several
things.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like you have to be educated about that as well. I think, like you said, it's just really a taboo topic in America. And so that's why there are so many of us walking around on fire and pregnant, and all of these things. So it just comes with the just making it just normalizing sex, and also normalizing protecting yourself, and normalizing all of the dangers that come with having sex. You can make a more informed fucking decision if you know more.
Right. That's pretty much the gist of this conversation is just being smart, protect yourself, be open, be honest. Because there's the other thing too. You live in a country now where if you knowingly have something and you give it to someone, you can go to jail for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've had this conversation amongst probably our own friends and whatever about condoms and how people hate condom sex. And like, I've even ran into situations in my life where I remember girls saying, "Oh, you don't need to use a condom." I'm like, why?
To the
I'm
tango.
allergic to latex. You lying ass motherfucker.
Some people are literally alert. That's one of the first things that don't you get even asked that when you go to the dentist and you have to get are you allergic to latex? People is allergic to latex.
Yeah, well, they got them sheepskin.
Somebody
is it sheepskin? They got that weird sheepskin condoms you can get.
Right.
I never fell for that okie doke. I never fell for the, I'm allergic to latex. I'm like, well, I guess we're not doing it. I don't need pussy that bad. I don't want to get pussy that bad.
Shit.
I mean, it's a lot of thirsty dudes out here, Kel. You're a little different. In most situations,
like
very
said,
bad for dudes. Yeah, they
are
don't
only worried about getting pregnant. So a girl's like, I'm on birth control. Let's do it raw. And then,
or they're only worried about it afterwards. That's when they have the moment of clarity. And you've talked about that before. Yeah, but
in clarity, when the post nut clarity,
You know what? Wait. You know what needs to be? You know what needs to be? Everybody needs to see it. Kids, the Dave Chappelle episode where they had all of it was like Sesame Street with all the venereal disease puppets.
Oh, yeah.
That's what kids need to watch. That'll scare them straight.
Hey, you know what movie scared me straight when I was like 13? And I was like, okay, I'm wearing condoms when I'm having sex, when I start doing that shit. You ever see the movie Kids?
Yep.
No.
That's
seen
the
Kids?
movie.
What the hell is that?
You ain't ever seen Kids before?
I've never heard of it.
It's me, Casper.
What?
Woo! Casper and Telly. So look, that movie is the movie that taught me how to roll a blunt.
Shit.
And that's the movie that told me, you need to wear protection at all times. Because the premise of the movie is there's this guy named Telly. He's a dirtbag. And all he likes doing is having sex with virgin girls. Because he feels like you have sex with a virgin, then you ain't going to catch nothing. He ends up getting AIDS. He ends up getting the girl that he was seeing AIDS. She goes and gets tested, and pretty much the whole movie is her trying to like find him to tell him. And she goes to these parties and she passes out on this couch, and his best friend Casper, while she's passed out, ends up raping her while she's passed out. And then he wakes up, and the very end of the movie, he wakes up and he's sober, sitting on the couch, and he's like, what the fuck happened? And then he's sick. It's a fucking crazy movie. Yeah. It's a very sobering movie.
Classic.
It's
Just
sobering.
I've never heard of it, but I feel like we should rally to put that in schools.
It's about dirty street kids in New York. So if anyone out there wants to like see some shit that make you be like, you'll think about every nasty piece of fucking ass you went in without a fucking condom, watch the movie fucking Kids, because it will fuck you up. It fucks me up still as an adult. I'm like, damn.
That's like,
so.
Oh, that's intense.
True, you've seen it. You know what's good.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So, anywho, that's the homework assignment for everybody over the weekend. Watch the movie Kids, and we'd like to hear your comments in the comments section.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Shit.
I probably won't be able to find it. That was like in the 80s or 90s or something. It was.
Nah, you can still find it.
When was it? Because remember, I wasn't allowed to watch it. Right. I was one of the ones.
That's part of the problem.
Not educated.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Kids is like 90.
Gotta be 90.
It might be like 97.
You think?
Nah, it's later than that. Yeah, it's later than that.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I thought it was way old.
It couldn't have been in the 2000s. It couldn't have been.
Yeah, no.
Nah, it's in the 90s. So yeah. Fucked up movie. Anywho, this was a great episode though, y'all. Let the people know that protect yourself out there, be safe, especially black folks. We're fucking an endangered species. So take care of yourself and your people.
Have the conversation around sex.
Get the vaccine.
Have it.
Don't be scared.
The HPV vaccine.
So just protect yourself. All right. Truly Unruly, Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. You can listen to us on your favorite podcasting app. You can catch the visual on YouTube. Just search Truly Unruly or search Marcus Trufant. Follow these guys on IG, Jessica_Trufant, Marcus_Trufant, and follow the page Truly Unruly _podcast. Catch us every Sunday on the Emmy Award winning Converge. All right, y'all. Till next time, we out. Peace and love.